don't know. I think that people should be able to run their businesses how they want to run their businesses. And if that means they're hiring based on people's sexual prowess, I think they likely won't stay in business for very long. And I think that the solution should be is once you're treated like this, you should talk to your boss.
Hooters begs to differ.
Yeah. Yeah, Hooters, there's probably some sexual harassment that goes on between customers and waitresses at Hooters. It's just my guess. By the way, I've always liked their wings. So anyway, I'm going to go on with the article here. To some advocates, the government must not only provide equal opportunity for women, it must forcibly ensure that women are hired in equal numbers to men. They therefore propose mandatory women quotas, which require businesses to hire a certain percentage of women or face fines.
Is this all businesses or only the good jobs? Are the coal miners and trash collectors and other deadly construction jobs being forced to be 50% women?
I think you know the answer to that.
You're right.
They therefore propose that women quotas, which require, this puts equal numbers above equal treatment and undermines the concept of equality for which Ginsburg has fought throughout her career. Now, this is me guessing. I'm just spitballing here. But aren't there fewer men sort of in their working age than women in the workforce? Excuse me, more men in their working age than women in the workforce. I can tell you this: my wife, when we had our son, she was in her 30s. She has not worked a 9-to-5 job. She has not worked a job since. She's done work for Free Talk Live, bookkeeping and that sort of thing. She does stuff with investments and this kind of thing in our household, but she does not punch a clock for another person at all. I, on the other hand, have...
That's oppression.
What's that?
You're oppressing her.
I'm oppressing her. How the heck did I do that?
You and society have told her that now that she's a mother, she doesn't deserve a job. She should be a homemaker, and that's not right.
Well, I didn't tell her because she said that if she didn't get a kid out of me, that she put a trailer hitch on her car and said she was leaving.
Wow.
So maybe it's society oppressing her. Maybe it's her uterus oppressing her. I'm not entirely sure what oppresses her, but it isn't me.
Well, someone's being oppressed. There always is, right?
Right. Well, it's not the men, though, right?
No, it can't be.
Even though I was threatened with, annulment of my marriage, a divorce over not, producing a child willingly.
Yep.
I wasn't being oppressed, right?
No.
Okay.
That wasn't emotional abuse or any of those other type of things.
Right. I don't think, by the way, it's any of those things. It's somebody making their position known.
Yeah.
And that's it, right? Like there was a negotiation. I said, all right, you want a kid, you take care of it. Just like you would with a teenager who wants a dog.
Yeah.
Turns out she was right. It was the best decision of our lives. I love my son, and just like everybody loves their kids, and I think he's wonderful and all that stuff. But at the time, that wasn't where I was coming from. I needed to be shoved into it. Circumstances, I needed an agreement needed to be made.
Yeah.
So, this whole idea of women being oppressed because they have children doesn't make any sense to me. But I do think that many women are out of the workplace, and that women who are in the workplace often have to, for whatever reason, I think this is called emotional labor, have to take care of the kids as far as they have to be home when they get home from school, or whatever the situation is, whereas the husband goes out and is the breadwinner, as they say. And this is the way things have been for a very long time. If you don't like it, don't have kids. Yeah. Or set up an arrangement with your spouse where this isn't what happens. But
well, is it the husband that goes out or the higher earner?
Sometimes it's both. I mean, sometimes you never know. Your thoughts, 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE, as in Free Talk Live. I can definitely say that I have found the best cryptocurrency wallet. Certainly the best named one. I'm Mark Edge, and I love the Edge wallet. I've been using it for the last few months. You can buy, sell, trade, and hold your cryptocurrency securely. I trust my holdings of all the major cryptocurrencies to Edge wallet, and you should too. No long phrases to memorize, just a username and password. Secure your freedom with Edge wallet. Get it now on Apple or Android in the App Store or at edge.app.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Ike was such a sweet, lovable animal, and people would want to pet him, and they'd come up, and they'd get close to him, and it would be this instant, oh! My dad didn't want to touch him. It's like, ooh, get the stinky dog away from me.
Even after we'd give her a bath, she would still stink.
Very stinky, both bad breath and bad gas. I asked the vet, and he said some dogs are just stinky.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dinovite for help.
DINOVITE.com.
The omega-3 fatty acids.
Flaxseed, zinc, alfalfa, the digestive enzymes that are cooked out of regular dog food.
The ingredients convinced me that it was definitely worth trying. After about a week, he started smelling normal. My husband and I were really kind of astonished.
Dinovite is nutrition.
859-428-1000.
DINOVITE.com.
Free Talk Live.
They believe, I think, that government can be good as long as you just elect the right people, which, of course, is nonsense. Government can never be good because it's an agency of coercive force. It doesn't matter who's running it. It doesn't matter what the goals of the organization are. As long as it's funded through coercion, as long as it's funded through threats of violence, then nothing it can do is ever moral or justified. They understand the system and they want to work inside it to change it. So, therefore, in order to have their hunger strike that they planned, which I thought was a great idea, they went to the government, and what they do?
Ask for a permit?
They asked for a permit. They asked for a permit. It was already over at that point, right? Whenever you ask permission from the government, you might as well expect them to say
no.
No.
You know what? It sounds like government has this non-cooperation thing down to a science.
Yeah, right?
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM. So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. Call in, talk about whatever is on your mind. It is Mark with you.
And Alex.
The number, 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE, as in freedom, or use the Discord lines at discord.freetalklive.com. Coming up soon is LibertyCon, as in Liberty Convention. And here's an update. You don't want to miss these two very special debates. First, is government necessary? This debate will feature David Friedman, who is the son of Milton Friedman and the father of Patri Friedman. And frankly, I think, in my mind, David Friedman, one of the most important voices in the liberty movement, author of, I think it's The Machinery of Freedom. And Timothy Sandifer, obviously you can tell who my favorite is. David will be arguing the government isn't necessary, while Timothy will be arguing the government is necessary. Second, does capitalism require government intervention? By the way, I would say that government is necessary. I don't know if the state is. Does capitalism require government intervention? In this debate, Gene Epstein, the economics editor for Barron's magazine, will debate Stephen Pearlstein of the Washington Post. Epstein will argue against intervention, and Pearlstein will argue in favor of it. Also, John Mackey, Whole Foods' CEO, will speak on conscious capitalism. Be part of LibertyCon. LibertyCon is a unique liberty convention, April the 3rd through the 5th in Washington, D.C. for people who want to network with more than 70 pro-liberty organizations for career advancement, business, or internship opportunities. It's a great event. It's aimed towards students, so there is a student discount. But, I mean, even the full-price tickets are like $100, and I can get you $10 off with using coupon code FTL at libertycon.com. libertycon.com. It's as I understand it, it's a great event. It could be one of the largest this year. And it should be one of the largest this year. And we're going to go, and I will be there. Please come check us out, libertycon.com. And, Alex, we're reading this story about sort of the difference between feminism as it has existed throughout my life and whatever this screeching group of harridans who call themselves feminist are now. Like, it's like there was a crusade, a righteous crusade, and they slew the Vandals, and now they just have to go on pillaging cities in order to keep themselves going.
Yeah.
I mean, what is... I just... So this is about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and the quote here is, "All I ask my brethren is that they take their feet off our necks. I ask no favor for my sex." This is Sarah Grimke, and I have no dispute with that. Look, my mother was the second field engineer for General Telephone and Electronics in the state of Florida. She had to deal with a lot of stuff, and she did it with aplomb. But now it seems like people are constantly looking for the slightest infringement, anything that could be an infringement, and laying it up upon whatever grievance they have. I had a situation where a female reporter was interviewing a group of young men in Hong Kong. So I was there recently. And, you know, she's dressed kind of grungy. These guys were wearing Guy Fawkes masks. So I just thought she was one of them. And I asked a question to the young men, and she's like, "Excuse me, I am conducting an interview." I'm like, "Well, pardon me, I'll wait my turn." You know, but from her tone, I believe she was, feeling that somehow she was being infringed for, I don't know, her height, her gender, whatever it is. You want to look like the adult in the room? Dress like it.
Yeah.
You got to choose what clothes you put on today. And clothes really do make a difference. Ask that gentleman down in Florida that got killed with the Skittles. What was his name?
Was that Trey?
Trayvon Martin, yes. Clothes make a difference. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying it's true. And it's a decision you make every day. And I'm just going to guess that if Trayvon Martin were wearing a...
polo shirt and khakis.
Fine, polo shirt and khakis. I was going to say a short-sleeved Oxford with a little clip-on tie.
Or even an Avengers t-shirt.
Anything. I have the standard issue white guy Avenger t-shirt, absolutely. Can the black guys, you as a black guy, can the black guys wear the Black Panther t-shirt? Is that okay?
Yeah, why not?
My son
Wakanda forever.
My son dressed up as Black Panther. Is that a problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a problem.
He's appropriating culture.
He has no idea. Just like it's his favorite character.
He was born with cultural appropriation in his blood.
Yeah, that's probably it. Well, what can I tell you? What I can tell you is the grievance culture it's so boring. And I need to check my number on this, but I did hear sometime in the recent past, China is going to roll out 1 million engineers this year.
Yeah.
1 million engineers. And like it or not, on the world stage, there's competition between the U.S. and China and Moscow and a variety of other countries around the world. So while China has 1 million engineers, the United States has a bunch of people who, when they can't figure out where to use the bathroom, they run to the safe place and play with gender-neutral Legos.
Wow.
I mean, that is the state of the American youth. And the millennials are all like, why do you guys hate on us? Well, the millennials aren't even in college anymore.
Well,
are you millennial or are you...
millennial.
Yeah,
well, the behavior would make you think otherwise, right? It's sort of like the co-living, co-working. They're trying to keep this college thing going on forever. And
they loved college.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people would listen to their nonsense.
Yeah, they were
At this
important.
point, college professors are complaining
They
that
fear
kids...
the students.
What's that?
You can see it now. College professors are afraid of their students.
Yeah. They're afraid that the students are going to get them fired, that the students are, complain about their grades, and the college professors can't do their grades properly.
He misgendered someone, and he's bringing his old racist view of history and this and that. It's tough.
I'm pretty sure racism and history are pretty well interlinked.
Yeah.
Or at least ethnocentrism. I'm watching this series called The Last Kingdom on Netflix. It's about the Vikings coming to England and Wessex being the last kingdom that was of the Saxons. And, they weren't killing each other on the regular over nothing at all. It was about money and ethnicity and, all the things, enslaving women. All the things that people are complained about. History is racist. And you need to understand that.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to understand that, you're not learning history. You're learning something else. You can play whatever game you want, but we call pool the game that has rules, right? I mean, it has certain rules for the game of pool. Well, history has certain rules too. And one of them is racism and understanding that. Your thoughts, 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. Or you can use the Discord lines at discord.freetalklive.com. There might be some latency issues there on that one, though, so I'm not 100% sure. Free Talk Live. The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org. Don't miss this year's LibertyCon with great speakers like Whole Foods CEO John Mackey, Congressman Justin Amash, and Nobel Prize winner Vernon Smith. Attend 2 spectacular debates. Is government necessary, and does capitalism require government intervention? Network with over 70 pro-liberty organizations. This and a whole lot more. April the 3rd through the 5th in Washington, D.C. Visit LibertyCon.com and use code FTL for a $10 discount on LibertyCon.com.
The political world is a maddening cesspool of corruption and lies. Nobody tells the truth. Nobody keeps campaign promises. Nobody obeys the Constitution. Nobody puts the people first. How can we ever escape this web of tyranny? Vote for nobody.
Hi, my name is Nobody. I'm running for governor of New Hampshire because nobody knows how to live your life better than you do, and nobody deserves that kind of power. I want to put you back in control of your money, your lifestyle, your work, your body, and your life. Nobody should rule you but you. New Hampshire convicts many people of so-called crimes that should never have been prosecuted. If elected, I will pardon every victimless crime in New Hampshire history. This includes drug, gambling, prostitution, gun, and driving offenses. Nobody should have a criminal record when they have not harmed anybody.
Wouldn't it be nice to have nobody telling you what to do? Learn more at electnobody.com. electnobody.com.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com. Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. Call in, talk about whatever's on your mind. Mark with you.
And Alex.
The number, 855-450-3733. That's 855-450-FREE. That is a toll-free call for you young kids. We used to have tolls on long-distance calls. And I can get that toll-free call even way over here in the U.S. Mariana Islands, near the Philippines, halfway around the world, and I'll be able to hear you with the slightest amount of latency. It's all flying through fiber optic cables, and this is as little latency as you possibly can get. Thank you, Comrex. I bet they don't get a lot of mentions on the radio, but they really do make the industry work. It's COMREX if you want to check out what Comrex does. I've got a little device here that is a specialized modem, and it makes all this possible. Are you 100% sure to have a great retirement, or do you have some doubt? Tom Young, the author and founder of the CFO Project, can show you how to be debt-free in 9 years or less, including your mortgage, without spending a single dollar more. My family does this, and I think you should too. I mean, you should at least take a look at it. So instead of building a plan, Tom can show you how to create strategies now to save money without penalties and as little government involvement as possible. His new book, The Family Money Farm, the CFO Project, will show you exactly how to build wealth and eliminate debt all at the same time. You can get your free copy now at CFO-project.com. That dash is important. CFO-project.com. Invest in yourself and your family today. Get your free copy of The Family Money Farm at the CFO Project. The CFO Project at CFO-project.com. That's CFO-project.com. So our article here about Ruth Bader Ginsburg has kind of drug us off into what I believe is widely known as grievance culture, Alex.
Yeah.
Now, you recently got your master's at Cambridge. Not Cambridge. You're
Stanford.
from Stanford. You're from Cambridge. So I don't know what about your college career didn't allow you to get into Harvard, but perhaps you just didn't want to go live with the family.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you are, I mean, like a black man, best I can tell, or at least partially. I don't know that I'd call you a black man, but your dad's black, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And from Africa. So you're not an African American.
Oh, I think I am.
Okay. So what?
First gen, right?
Okay. So you're not a black American. How do we call this? I mean, I don't even know how to distinguish the folks that are the descendants of slaves that were brought here.
On the progressive stack of victimage,
yeah,
I am a little lower ranking than those who can trace their ancestry to 1619.
Yes, right. Well, they can't, right? Because that's one of the problems with being a slave is that you can't. You just don't get to know. And I think that it's worth pointing out that slavery is, since the Agrarian Revolution, 9,000 years ago, slavery is the natural state of man.
Yeah.
I mean, between 20 and 9,000, you pick where it is. It took a while to spread. So we were just talking in the last segment about the Vikings and the Saxons, and I'm relatively certain that on probably both sides of that scenario, some of my ancestors were taken into slavery as recently as 1,000 years ago, and very likely far more recently than that.
I mean, slavery is still practiced today.
It certainly is, yeah.
And thanks to Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama's interventions in Libya, you can see on YouTube and other websites slave markets openly practiced in Libya.
Well, it's a good thing they set those people free, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they benefited in some way. And that's what you really have to ask yourself. I mean, Muammar Gaddafi, not a great guy, but there weren't slave markets going on when he was in charge.
Yeah, I mean, he did a decent job. Compared to the neighboring countries, Libya was doing pretty well. I believe they had near universal access to healthcare, okay education system, increasing quality of life. By many metrics in the region, they were doing pretty well.
And
now there's open slavery.
Yeah, that's very bad.
Yeah.
So how does this grievance culture present itself in colleges today? Because I think that's where Americans are most concerned with it, is they see this new generation coming up, and they're being first off, this is the whirlwind that the college professors are reaping. They created grievance culture, and now it is well beyond what they can imagine is reasonable. It isn't reasonable.
Yeah.
But that's because you have young people who've never had a job in their life complaining about why they don't get to have their caramel macchiatos 3 times a day. Why does it cost so much to have the things that I want? It must be my color, my gender, my station in life. They don't even talk about class anymore. It's all about something that you were born with. You hate me because of my whatever.
Yeah. So I think a large part of it stems from guilt. So a lot of people, and keep in mind, this isn't every college. You'll notice this is concentrated at the top institutions across America.
That's true.
And I think that's for
not
a
George
reason.
Mason.
Yeah. And it's because people who go to those top institutions are often pretty privileged. They had advantages. They never had to work in high school, or they won't have to work in college. And as a result, they feel pretty guilty. And in this society where it's encouraged to be a victim, repentance is good, just guilt being pumped on the kids from when they're young.
And that's a thing that I don't understand. As an ex-convict, right? I spent 8.5 years in prison. I am legally discriminated against. Like, really, there are jobs I can't hold. There are guns I can't possess, all of them. There are lots of things I simply cannot do. There are places to which I cannot travel. People who I'm really seriously discriminated against. And you won't hear me complain about it much at all. I mean, I'll point it out now and then, but I don't complain about it much. And but people who are imagining that they are somehow discriminated against, but they'll wail about it constantly.
Yeah, I think it's where you grew up and how you grew up in the world you grew up. You weren't told from a young age that, your culture has oppressed the world. You've done everything wrong. You're part of the problem.
I wasn't told that?
Not to the same degree as the current generation.
I think I was told that.
Were you told that American history started in 1619 when the first slave arrived on shores?
This same bull crap shtick has been around for a long time. It's just getting its roots in now. It was just a seed before, and now it's getting its roots in. So I will agree with you that it wasn't as pervasive. But the obvious rebuttal is I am responsible for every single person I have enslaved. And I'm responsible for making them whole. I'm responsible for everybody that I have whipped across the back with a bullwhip. I'm responsible for that. And I'm thus not responsible for anybody who was ever whipped with a bullwhip that wasn't whipped by me, and not responsible for anybody who was enslaved that was not enslaved by me. Is it bad? Sounds bad. But it's not my responsibility.
You're telling me you can't inherit the sins of your father?
Well, no. And if that was the case, then everybody could inherit the sins of their father, in which case everybody would be guilty of something.
Well, I think that's the idea, right? It's that everyone's either oppressor or oppressed.
But no. That means that everybody is oppressor and is oppressed. See, that's the thing. That's the distinction these people would like you to make is that you're either an oppressor or an oppressed. But the fact is everybody's an oppressor and everybody's oppressed, making this argument nonsensical and void.
But it feels good.
To whom does it feel good?
It
Stupid
feels good
people?
to point and say it's their fault.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen.
The patriarchy, the elites, the millionaires and billionaires.
Millionaires and billionaires.
Someone's to blame.
If you believe... Ladies and gentlemen, if you believe that there's something wrong with being white or male or whatever, successful, any of those things,
and
call
there's
in.
A position at Stanford waiting for you.
Yeah, well, call in 855-450-3733 because I don't understand. I need to have this explained to me. I am too enmeshed in my white ex-convict privilege to even understand the point.
Yep.
Please tell me. 855-450-3733.
Message and data rates may apply.
Help! Seriously, I am too young for hair loss.
My hairline keeps creeping back. Receding?
I've got this bald spot.
It's thinning everywhere.
I'm gonna have to give up and shave it.
Dude, put down the razor because Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration expert, is about to give you your real hair back permanently. Don't ignore the signs of hair loss. Bosley is giving away an absolutely free information kit that reveals all the signs and a free gift card to anyone who texts KIT88 to 85850. Bosley will show you for free how great your hair could look. Using the latest technology, Bosley's solution to hair loss is permanent and protected by the Bosley Guarantee. Plus, since Bosley has new non-surgical options, you owe it to yourself to text now for an absolutely free information kit and a gift card for $250 off, no matter what level of hair loss you have. Text KIT88 to 85850. KIT88 to 85850.
Hey everyone! Proactive MD has an incredible offer for our radio listeners only. Stay tuned for our exclusive offer that includes a free charcoal pore cleansing brush and free shipping. Proactive MD with prescription strength adapalene can heal and prevent future breakouts. Today, for just $19.95, we're offering listeners the 3-piece Proactive MD system with free shipping, plus a free gift, the new charcoal pore cleansing brush. Get this exclusive offer by calling now, 1-800-583-8662, or go to proactive.com and enter promo code RADIO. You heard right. Proactive MD plus free shipping and a free gift. The new charcoal pore cleansing brush. You'll get all this for just $19.95 and their 60-day money-back guarantee. You're guaranteed to get clear and stay clear, or you get your money back. Call now. 1-800-583-8662. That's 1-800-583-8662. Or go to proactive.com and enter promo code RADIO. Again, go to proactive.com and enter promo code RADIO.
I've been told no in many different ways.
I give you an order and you're going to obey it.
George, you can go this way. You can do that and you have to leave here.
You cannot bring signs into the rally.
Walk with me. Well, I'm comfortable here, actually. Whoa. Hey, Who do you think you are? Excuse me.
There is no video and audio allowed in this office.
No, I have work today. This is...
You ain't gonna make it. Wait on the counter. Now.
Wait a minute.
Whoa.
Hey! Oh my God! Unbelievable!
Why are you running from me?
Because you scared me. What am I being detained for?
You're being served.
What is this?
You're being served.
What is this?
Bureaucrats have a funny way of telling people no.
That's the sound of the men working on the chain.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. Call in. Talk live here on the radio. It is Mark with you.
And Alex.
And we're coming from the U.S. Mariana Islands. We have proposed the statement. We have, at this point, when I came to the U.S. Mariana Islands, I was on a search, an exploration to see whether or not your belief that it was the freest place in the United States is true. Right?
And what did you conclude?
Well, my conclusion is you're correct. By a long shot, it is palpably freer here. Now, I mean, I'm not going to say the place is perfect. There's some things about it I'd like to... What's that?
Nor would I.
Right. There's some things I'd like to see fixed around here. Some things that could be done better, in my opinion. But it is definitely freer. And we've been on Free Talk Live talking about how freedom works. And I think that we can show that in Saipan, one of the reasons that it keeps on bouncing back from catastrophe after catastrophe, right now the coronavirus is a big problem.
Yeah.
Because there were a lot of Chinese that would come and visit.
Yeah, about 40% of their market was Chinese.
Tourist market, yeah.
Now it's gone.
And it's gone. I mean, there's no Chinese wandering around. Plenty of Koreans and Japanese coming to check things out. But, there's an Asian financial crisis going on right now, so there'll probably be fewer of those, too.
Yep.
Just saying, might be some real estate deals coming on down the pike in Saipan. And I want to tell you about Bitcoin.com. Bitcoin.com is your source for all things cryptocurrency. All you have to do is go to Bitcoin.com. If you're a noob, you can go there and download a wallet. You can purchase some Bitcoin Cash. You can, you can see videos that will teach you all about it. You cannot claim to not know about cryptocurrency at this point. You may not know about it, but it's your fault, not Bitcoin.com's. They've put the information out there, and I've told you. Bitcoin.com, they've got the newest news for those that aren't the neophytes. Go to news.bitcoin.com. They make it possible for you to get cryptocurrency without going through any kind of government tracking or, Lord knows whether it's the triads or whoever's tracking you. Just go to local.bitcoin.com. They make it easy. It's bitcoin.com. So we were talking about grievance culture in the last segment because we were spurred on by a story here that basically says feminists now feel that Ruth Bader Ginsburg, iconic feminist, is behind the times. That her ideas that women should be treated equally under the law and just generally are, they're outdated.
Yeah.
That women need quotas, hiring quotas.
The only thing I have to say to RBG is, okay, boomer.
Right, that's it, right? Is
never mind that she's not a boomer.
Right, she's probably silent generation or even pre-war.
I mean, how old is she now at this point?
I don't know the answer to that. She looks old. I don't think she's going to make it. I've looked up her age before, and I don't think she's going to make it through another Trump presidency if Trump gets another term. And this is one of the things that has the left just so agitated.
Well, what scares me is how openly they're talking about their proposed solutions. You see them saying things like, let's just pack the Supreme Court. Don't worry, we'll get back in there eventually, and let's just increase the number from 9 to 13 or 15, however many it takes.
Now, this is something that absolutely, positively should be outlawed constitutionally. There should be a constitutional number of Supreme Court justices. What Franklin Delano Roosevelt did should have been an executable offense when he went ahead and just added seats to the Supreme Court. People complain that, Trump said some things that he shouldn't have said to the Ukrainian prime minister. We need to do terrible things to him. Well, they don't say it about FDR. And FDR did something, in my opinion, that should have had his little polio-ridden butt drug out by his hair out of the White House and had his head lopped off by an axe on the White House lawn. I mean, this was serious treason against the American Republic.
Well, some have gone as far to say it was a revolution.
Yeah, that's what it was.
The start of the Fourth Republic.
I don't know which one the third or second were either.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track.
We need a fifth now.
Yeah. I mean, you got the Articles of Confederation being illegally replaced by the Constitution.
Right. Arguably illegally. I mean, I think that it's worth pointing out to everybody who loves the Constitution that they had to threaten Rhode Island with a blockade, an act of war, to get them to sign the Constitution.
Yeah.
And I don't believe for a second.
I don't think that's an enforceable contract, right?
No. No, it's not. But
not that it was being enforced anyways, right? When does the Constitution stop the government from expanding?
It's enforced in so much as it gives the government, an argument for existence, right? Like they have credence for existing. But other than that,
yeah.
I had a young man, same young man who didn't know whether Charlie Chaplin was in 1820 or 1920, was acting in 1820 or 1920, asked me, what if I called into your show and claimed to be an anarchist and said anarchy was the solution? Were you there for this question?
I heard that.
I said, what would you do? I said, I'd ask you to define it. And like there was silence. And I said, are you just talking about no rules at all? Or are you talking about doing away with a monopoly on force? Still, silence. Ultimately, he came up with and said something like, moving from Arizona to Saipan is anarchy.
Yeah.
But that's all he had.
Well, I think that's the problem a lot of people have nowadays is they know all the trendy buzzwords to say.
By the way, this guy was a delight to talk to. I enjoyed chatting with him of the evening, and he was quite the talker. But, I just got to say, it was funny to have him. He stumbled upon an area that I have a bit of expertise in.
Yeah.
And asked me about it, and it showed. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem is many people, they know the buzzwords, democratic socialism.
Sure.
Look at Sweden, millionaires and billionaires.
Millionaires and billionaires.
This and that. Oppression and all of that, slavery, criminal justice reform. They just throw out buzzwords, but there's
right. They have no foundation for these claims, whatever the claims might be. And I think this is true across the board with, like feminists believe they'll keep on trotting out this old, disproven theory that women are paid 72 cents on the dollar for men. Well, yeah, if you parse the numbers in one way, which is to say take all the men and all the women and line them up and say who's making what, then yeah, the women are making 72 cents on the dollar. But if you're comparing comparable work hours, comparable jobs, comparable this and comparable that, suddenly it turns out women just don't want the higher paid jobs because they require a higher level of commitment to the work.
Yeah, they suck. You're going to be working 60 plus hours a week, slaving away.
And some women
tons
do.
Of pressure.
Some women absolutely want that, and that they want to be treated equally. And I get that there are times when women are treated, they're probably treated in ways they dislike, you know. But I mean, you know, that's that.
And I think it sort of puts a lot of people off, right? If you came to the table as a feminist saying, hey, there's a couple % of cases where things aren't working out. What can we do to improve this? And sit down with, you know, a productive effort to improve things versus saying men are taking all of the money. Women have 72 cents on the dollar. You guys are oppressing us wholesale. Do you just turn people off?
Right. Well, I mean, people immediately, when you make generalizations, people immediately run to pointing out cases that prove that the generalization is not true. And yeah, I mean, absolutely. But I can tell you this. As a radio talk show host, I have a preference for hiring women.
Why is that?
Because their voices are clearly different than mine. Like, nobody's going to confuse you and I. You have a certain
different
cadence.
In ideology or different
in
different sex appeal?
They just different in sound quality. If you were a woman, no one would confuse you and I on the radio. I don't think people confuse you and I anyway. We have distinct voices, but Ian and I often get confused.
Yeah.
And our voices aren't even that close.
Well, one of you should hold your nose.
Yeah, you can call in now at 855-450-3733.
Daffy Duck will take your calls.
But I mean, that's what it comes down to is that I can't get women to come on the show as often as I can men. Is it because men like to talk more? Some feminists will tell you that that's true. I don't know.
I think you're oppressing women.
That's right. That's what I'm doing.
Answer.
I spend my time doing that.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get off the air and impress them some more. 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE, as in Free Talk Live.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at marketfreetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. Marketfreetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, marketfreetalklive.com.
Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org. The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,622, silver at $18.41, and Bitcoin is trading around $9,611. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, longtime Donald Trump ally Roger Stone was sentenced Thursday afternoon to 40 months in prison. News to Share was there and captured video of Stone entering and exiting the courthouse, as well as his supporters and protesters. A few members of the right-wing group, the Proud Boys, of which Stone is an honorary member, showed up at court to support him. Claude Taylor, a prominent anti-Trump activist, inflated a giant rat in front of the courthouse. As press awaited the recently sentenced Stone to exit the courthouse, right-wing journalist Owen Schroyer began yelling at journalists. Stone exited the courthouse and departed in a black SUV with a grin, but without making any statement. Late last year, Stone was convicted of 1 count of obstructing a proceeding, 5 counts of making false statements to Congress, and 1 count of witness tampering in the Mueller probe. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. A new study published in the prestigious medical journal, The Lancet, has calculated that a switch to a Medicare for All healthcare system would save the United States over 68,000 lives and over $450 billion each year. The report's team, headed by Dr. Allison P. Galvani of Yale University, concluded that the shift to single-payer healthcare would provide the greatest relief to lower-income households and reduce overall health spending by 13%. MintPress News reports that Improving the Prognosis of Healthcare in the USA, the title of the report, makes a number of basic calculations based on existing figures that show the difference in cost between private healthcare and the Medicare system in place for those age 65 or over. It finds that there are huge cost savings that can be made by switching to socialized healthcare. A federal judge dismissed the claims of Houston residents seeking to hold the government liable for flooding their homes with Hurricane Harvey stormwater released from 2 dams, finding there is no constitutional right to perfect flood control. Activist Post reports U.S. Court of Federal Claims Judge Lauren Smith's order on Tuesday came the same day the WeatherWise magazine published a study naming Hurricane Harvey the most extreme storm of the 2010s, responsible for $108 billion in property damage and 82 deaths. Harvey stalled over the Houston area for 4 days in August 2017, swamping neighborhoods and freeways and forcing people to evacuate in chest-deep water as first responders and Good Samaritans rescued others in boats, and Coast Guard crews threw down rope ladders from helicopters for those who had climbed onto their roofs to escape the rising water. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Here is the Onion Week in Review Transportation Edition. In Albany, a Greyhound bus crash claimed 30 miserable lives Tuesday, finally putting over 24 deadbeat fathers, penniless drug addicts, and hapless bastards out of their misery. Emergency crews at the scene of the merciful accident described the sea of fast food bags, candy bar wrappers, and losing lottery tickets surrounding the crash site as utterly tragic, adding that the scorched corpses inside the bus were, quote, only slightly more lifeless than before the deadly accident.
Evidence suggests that most of the victims suffered during the crash, and for many years before they even boarded the bus. All I can say is, thank God no one made it.
Al-Qaeda is refusing to carry out any further terrorist attacks until the U.S. mass transportation infrastructure is drastically improved, calling the country's roads and bridges a, quote, travesty, unbecoming of a developed first world nation.
We want to turn your bridges into rubble. But if we took credit for making them collapse, no one would ever believe us.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
Free Talk Live. Kicking off the third and final hour of your opportunity to call in and talk on the radio. You complain that your voice isn't heard in America, but Free Talk Live is on 200 radio stations across the country. You can complain no longer. The number, 855-450-3733. Or you could just complain. That's up to you, too. Feel free. 855-450-FREE here on Free Talk Live. It's Mark with you.
And Alex.
Let's go right to the phone, Alex, and not fool around any longer. Take James calling in from New Jersey. James, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey, guys. How you guys doing tonight?
All's well. What's on your mind?
So I was just thinking about the whole women's rights and like how women are, and I feel like that all women are equal. You know, they shouldn't be like treated no lower than men. I mean, come on, they're human beings too. So I guess I was just asking you, what is your opinion on that?
On treating people equally.
Yes, like not like using women just for other things, but just treat them normally, you know, because they're humans too. They're not like our slaves or anything. They're regular people.
Are you asking us or the society?
I'm asking both.
Okay. Well, I can only answer for me. And at no point in my life have I ever treated women as though they are property or something like that. The best I can tell, my mom, my grandmother, my wife, these people would not put up with these people, these human beings, as you refer to them, would not put up with this kind of behavior at all. I don't know where this occurs.
Well, I just see like on the news how like prostitutes and like hookers, and I'm like, really? They're regular people. People shouldn't sell women just because of that. I mean, come on.
Do prostitutes, are they sold or do they sell themselves? I mean, or they rent themselves for a period of time? I mean, what's the difference between prostitution and some other job?
Well, I mean, that's kind of a wrong thing to do. It's kind of like disrespecting their own body for money, and that's not like the right thing to do.
Is this a women's issue or a person issue? Right? Why do you associate prostitutes with women?
Right, there's plenty of
like
male prostitutes out there.
Treatment.
Well, it's just because I have a strong feeling for women because a lot has happened in my family.
So you don't care about the male prostitutes, James? Do you not consider them human beings?
Well, no, not them. Women,
they're not
yes,
human beings?
Because they're human beings, but they're, I don't know how to say it.
That's because it's not true.
Different.
Women are
What?
different. I thought you said they were human beings, suggesting that they were the same and equal.
Yes, not, well, oh God, where am I trying to go with this? Crap.
Let's here. I have a suggestion, James. You have an untenable position because it is illogical. That's why you can't go anywhere with it.
Yes.
Yes.
Very simple.
Well, thank you. Appreciate the call. And I think James was, I honestly believe James was fooling around there, playing a devil advocate position. Maybe. But this is, in truth, one of the problems is that these ideas are untenable.
Well, it seemed that there's this idea of equality and equality, right? It's like, on the one hand, when they say equality, they mean you should give stuff to women, you should treat them better. But they should get all of the benefits without any of the costs. That's one version of equality. But when you talk about real equality where treating them all as humans, that's where it seems to be an issue.
Right. I mean, when it comes to, for my opinion, it's equal opportunity under the law, and that's it.
Well, there's also the societal component, right?
But what is society?
Should you hold doors for women? Do you teach your son to hold a door for a woman?
I do.
And why is that?
Why do I teach him that?
Yeah.
Well, I teach him that it's best to hold doors generally.
Yeah.
But specifically, if he's going to hold, he should remember to hold doors specifically for his mother and his grandmother. You drop the door on me, and I'm going to smack you in the back of the head. You know.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, basically, he's taught to hold doors because I hold doors, and I think it's best.
And what about when it comes to defense? You know, is he told to treat women and men equally in conflict should one arise?
No, he's not.
Why is that?
Because many times people will.
Are you saying that women are not equal in their threateningness or combatability? Or?
No, what I'm saying is that people don't really know what a threat is. So generally, they can consider words or actions to be a threat that might not necessarily be a threat. So if a woman punches you, certainly you've got to use whatever physical force to stop that from occurring. You know, I don't think retributive force is necessary in that case, but I'm not much on punching people back. However, if it looks like you're going to punch me again, we're going to figure out how to make that not happen. And if that involves punching you, then okay, no problem. But, you know, there's also an issue of size and those sorts of things. So, yeah.
Yeah, so the issue I'm sort of circling around is that it seems there's a disconnect between what equality really looks like.
Yes.
You know, most people would agree that equality between the law or before the law is essential.
Right.
And we sort of have that now, right? There might be a few issues where you could argue, depending on your background, abortion is one that comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
But overall,
because it's distinctive between the genders. There's no way to say that you know, men don't have the same abortion rights as women. You know, that kind of thing. It's just not the same.
Yeah, but overall, women can own property. They can vote. They have all of the same legal rights as men.
Yes,
but
and they didn't always.
They also have some additional social rights, as do men, right? And what did we do with these rights? Should we treat a woman sleeping with a lot of partners and a men treating with a lot of partners the same? Holding
I don't think
doors,
that's even an issue anymore.
Conflict.
I really don't. I mean, at this point, men sleeping with a lot of people isn't, at least in the world that I live in, isn't held up as some great thing. And women sleeping with lots of people is not held up as some terrible thing. I'm not living in a world of slut shaming. I don't know what it's like for every American. I can only speak to my world where my wife says that sex with her is the only acceptable sex, right?
Yeah.
You know, and that's all I can speak to. And so admittedly, I'm not out there shifting around, but yeah, I mean, I think one thing's clear. It's a lot easier for women to have sex with people than it is for men.
Yeah.
You know,
so
somebody of the opposite sex.
Could that factor into the way society should view such actions?
Yes, it's going to have to.
Like, I think the analogy is a key that can open every lock is an amazing skeleton key. A lock that can be opened by any key is just a terrible lock.
Right. There you go.
So it does make sense that there are some societal differences in the way genders are treated, I would argue. But it seems to be that this is the most contentious issue at this point.
If what you want to do is change society, I'm not talking about, nothing I talk about on Free Talk Live is really about society, other than society's acceptance of the notion of the state, right? The idea that these men and women parading around as our betters are somehow different than the rest of the world and can operate by different standards, i.e. taxation isn't theft. You know,
yeah.
that's ludicrous. But if your thing is I want to make it so that women can sleep around. Well, women can sleep around. Well, I want to make it so they can sleep around without consequence. Well, there's going to be consequences. Yeah. I mean, disease and impregnation are consequences.
Well, I think that's a big part of some of the newer waves of feminism is reducing stigma. And in fact,
there's stigma for a reason. And the reason is that parents don't want to deal with your bastard kids.
The reason
parents don't want to deal with your
is oppressing.
That's not patriarchy. That's reality.
The patriarch's going to patriarch.
Okay.
And unless we can hold them back, us women will never be free.
All right. Well, if the freedom is to get diseases and have a bunch of children you don't want.
Is there something wrong with diseases?
Yes. Diseases are bad.
Are you STD shaming?
Yes, I am.
How dare you?
855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE here on Free Talk Live.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynavite for help. Order a 90-day supply of Dynavite. Pick up 2 bottles of Lico Chops, get the 3rd bottle free. New improved Lico Chops with omega-6, omega-3, vitamin E, and now 6 extra direct-fed microbials. Even better for the digestive tract and immune system. And dogs love it. Try Lico Chops. Buy 2, get 1 free. This is Henry Lukasevic for Dynavite.
DINOVITE.com.
I want to tell you about my favorite cryptocurrency wallet, Edge Wallet, at edge.app. Edge is the wallet I use more than any other, and that was true long before Edge Wallet became a sponsor of Free Talk Live. Edge Wallet allows you to buy, sell, trade, and securely hold your cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, tokens, Monero, Ripple, Dash, Bitcoin Cash, and more. It's available for both Android and iOS, and you can download it via the Play or App Store or via Edge Wallet's website, edge.app. Secure your freedom with Edge Wallet.
Don't miss this year's LibertyCon with great speakers like Whole Foods CEO John Mackey, Congressman Justin Amash, and Nobel Prize winner Vernon Smith. Attend 2 spectacular debates. Is government necessary? And does capitalism require government intervention? Network with over 70 pro-liberty organizations. This and a whole lot more. April the 3rd through the 5th in Washington, D.C. Visit LibertyCon.com and use code FTL for a $10 discount on LibertyCon.com.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com. On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and our main feed that includes everything. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you get the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at AnyPayInc.com. AnyPayInc.com.
Live video of our key New Hampshire-based shows is streamed on DLive. Please follow and share at dlive.lrn.fm. That's dlive.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. Call in. Talk about whatever's on your mind. It's Mark with you.
And Alex.
The number is 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE, as in Free Talk Live. Want to tell you about our AMP program at ampamp.freetalklive.com. You may do as Robert Womack 3 or the 3rd. I'm not sure. There was a numeral 3, not like I.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Robert Womack 3 has done and amp the program for $5 a month. That's all we ask is for you to amp the program. And the reason is, the benefit that you get is that I believe Free Talk Live is the single best tool for spreading the ideas of liberty, at least among adults. Because we're reaching out on 200 radio stations across the country, and we're bringing these ideas in ways that people are not, people that haven't heard them, they're not experiencing them otherwise. Free Talk Live is the only really pro-liberty radio program out there. And you can help us do this more. It's just a matter of money getting on 300 stations. We're on 2 now. Well, 300 is around the corner. The website is amp.freetalklive.com. The number that Joe called from Michigan is 855-450-3733. And let's talk to Joe. Joe, you're on Free Talk Live.
Yeah, I'm in my late 40s, and I'm sure my mom, it was tough for her back in the day, wanting to have a career or whatever, back in the 50s and 60s and all that, But, and the early feminists, they did have a point, but I think I can't really think of any rights that men have now that women don't have. And, I think a lot of the new wave of this feminist movement, seems like a lot of these victim movements, like they want extra rights, equality is not enough. And let's be honest, man, you can bash men all day long and nobody will say nothing. And I'm not one of these big cows and all this junk. I don't fall for that stuff, but it's okay to, look at sitcoms on TV. The dad is usually some dopey goofball,
the Homer Simpson.
They think every man is Homer Simpson now, and that's not reality, but that's the way they portray it on television. But
I was raised by women, and if somehow my theories around women, which were completely informed by women, are messed up, then it's not the fault of a man.
Yeah.
Yeah, people got to admit there is a double standard. There's stuff, even though we're equal, there's stuff that women can do and get away with that men can't in the workplace. And we all know this. There's language, there's just, flirtation and stuff that you got to walk on pins and needles, especially if you're in a, like an office environment or something, unless you, work on the road all day or you work alone or something. I guess you can kind of, don't have to worry about it, but it's, I remember reading a story, I can't remember when, but it was a while ago, about executives, not wanting to work with their female counterparts.
Right, that's becoming
alone with them.
It's becoming more and more common. Thank you for the call, Joe. It's becoming more and more common for men in the workplace to be like, hey, look, this is just not worth the trouble. And this, by the way, is now portrayed as sexism too. So it's one of those things where you stream sexism long enough and you'll get it.
Yeah.
Well, now anything can be considered a come-on. And so the only way for a man not to appear as though he is attempting to woo some office worker is to not speak to them. And not speaking to them is now sexism and discrimination in the workplace. Exactly how does a guy win?
Yeah, it's like the Mike Pence rule. You only meet with people in public with other witnesses.
Yes.
You keep the door open for all meetings with women, so there's no, once the door closed, he came on to me, this or that.
Right.
And
but by the way, you could say whatever you wanted with the door open. Right? I mean, couldn't you?
It's different.
I'd like to offer you some money to do X, Y, and Z. You could just mutter that with the door open.
That's a good point.
But men do it, and I know men who have businesses. I know a man specifically who has a business who says, I do not get into situations where I am the only one in the office with a female employee, especially if it's a disciplinary situation.
Yeah.
So, he's got a lot of employees. He runs an operation where he, has a bunch of employees. And whenever you have employees, you're going to have a disciplinary situation. And he's like, I hire somebody to take care of that, and that person is a woman.
Yeah.
So he hired somebody based on their gender as a woman to handle the disciplinary issues because he is terrified of losing his business over this.
So all of these discrimination rules are leading to more discrimination.
It's just crazy. It's just crazy. I mean, if you don't like where you work, leave. That is the libertarian solution. If you do not feel free, if you're not self-actualized, if this is not the right place for you, then leave. I would recommend you having another job before you leave.
Yeah.
But, complaining and suing and doing all these other things, it's so lame. It just shows your weakness.
And it ruins the work environment for everyone. Everyone now is so afraid in the office. They don't want to socialize. They don't want to go to any office functions. They just want to put their head down, do their work, and go home.
Right.
And that's not good for the companies, and that's not good for the workers.
How many people above the age of 40 that are listening to my show right now on 200 radio stations, plus podcasts, plus satellite, plus streams, and all that other stuff, met their spouse at work?
A lot.
A lot.
Probably the majority.
I dated probably more women than I can count on one hand from work.
You.
What's that?
Look at you, Casanova.
Well, it's one hand, not two, from work. So I didn't marry any of them, but I can tell you that I dated them, and the complaint obviously wasn't that I was coming on to them in the workplace.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just don't. This grievance culture is going to eat itself. The number one way we can see it is the TERFs.
Yeah.
These are the trans exclusionary radical feminists, is what TERF stands for. And what these are is feminists who are now giving speeches at socially conservative organizations about how trans men to women are not really women, and that you have to be born with two X chromosomes to be a woman. And
they're shamed for their discriminatory views.
And so now you have two leftists fighting over who's the
real feminist.
Who's the real oppressed. 855-450-3733. Who is the real oppressed? I don't think any of them. Free Talk Live. Nobody's a victim on Free Talk Live. 855-450-3733.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app, and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
Are you tired of your taxes funding endless occupations around the world? Antiwar.com is run by people who understand that wars abroad become wars at home, wars on our freedoms. Antiwar.com is dedicated to bringing you the latest in news, views, interviews, and reviews from the top movers and shakers in the anti-occupation movement. Antiwar.com has it all, from thorough foreign policy analysis to interviews with whistleblowers who used to run the military-industrial complex. Anti-war, pro-free market. That's antiwar.com.
What if you want to hear the latest episode of Free Talk Live, but all you have is your phone, you forgot to download our archive, and you have no data connection? You can call our Listen line at 641-793-0191. That's a long-distance number, so you may incur charges. If not, listen as long as you want. 641-793-0191. The Free Talk Live Listen line, 641-793-0191.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
Free Talk Live. Call in. Talk about whatever is on your mind. It is Mark with you.
And Alex.
Coming to you live from the U.S. Mariana Islands. And again, it's still on the table. The proposition that the Mariana Islands is the freest place in the United States exists. And I propose that you call in and ask questions or rebut it or whatever it might be. So the number, 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. Want to tell you about Divi. DIVI. Divi is a cryptocurrency project that Free Talk Live has gotten involved with, and the reason is that they have some great ideas on how to bring cryptocurrency adoption to the masses. So they're coming out with their next generation wallet, and with just a few taps, you'll be able to spend earn, store, and exchange digital currency in seconds. You'll be able to send money around the globe with only a swipe and instantly exchange between their currency, Divvy, Bitcoin, and government currencies right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. There's no need to wait, though. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with their multi-tiered masternodes, allowing anyone to earn by supporting the Divvy network. And the earnings have been pretty good over the last year. Now, no guarantee of how things are going to go in the future. This is an investment, and don't invest anything more than you can afford to. But we've had a masternode at Free Talk Live, and it's produced for us at a rate somewhere around 40%. When the new Divvy wallet launches, because of Divvy's relationship with Western Union, Divvy will be in 200 countries to start with, including the United States. You can learn more by going to divvyproject.org, D-I-V-I, divvyproject.org. And let's go back to the phones. The number, 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. And actually, the caller dropped just there. Let's talk about apparently Portugal is going to allow euthanasia now. So this will make one of many countries that is allowing somebody who's in pretty bad physical shape to kill themselves. Now, I don't like suicide, but I do believe that you own yourself and you own your body. And if you cannot, and you own your life, if you can't end your own life, you don't own it. It belongs to somebody else. So go ahead, please.
Yeah, so looking at the Center Daily, and they're discussing, so the situation right now is that the lawmakers voted to allow euthanasia, but the controversy is it's a Catholic country, and the governor is not sure how he feels about it. So there may still be a veto challenge ahead.
Yes, Catholic countries really don't like suicide much.
And it's a fascinating issue because this concept of life, you can look at abortion, euthanasia, war. People have a lot of really strong beliefs on it. And I think it's worth thinking about life as it's something we all have and will presumably lose one day.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons, one of my selling points for the U.S. Mariana Islands. Because even though we have the U.S. tax scheme here, the taxes that you pay as a resident of the U.S. Mariana Islands go to the Mariana Islands, and they don't go to the United States government. To the best of my knowledge, I pay no taxes to the United States government, or at the very least, if I do, I know I'm doing it when I do it.
Yeah.
And since the Mariana Islands doesn't have a death penalty and doesn't have an army, then, well, it's not killing anybody. And that, for me, was a real selling point.
Yeah. Yeah, I think death is just a really tough issue. And the challenge is for many people, it's already been decided. This is not something you can approach with reason because it's so emotional. But I think we'll elevate the discourse and try to reason our way through this. I think Mark did a good job breaking down the ethical case. If you own yourself, why can't you decide to end your life, right? The other thing I think it's worth looking at is what are the consequences of euthanasia? Will there be any negatives or positives as a result of this policy?
I think there will be some negatives. So for one, it opens the door to doctors, presumably. And there have been a few crazy doctors out there. Not as many as there are, I don't know, crazy lawyers. But there's been a few people out there, nurses, health professionals, that determine that a person it would be time for them to die. And they just say, well, you can't make it's a short step from you get to make the decision to kill yourself to in this world where we say not everybody is able to make a decision. Well, then you're going to have to die because we've decided.
Yeah.
And when you have a public health scheme, I mean, essentially they just let you die. They're already deciding when you die.
Yeah. Well, do you think it's better that the doctors are in charge or that the individual?
Well, in my opinion, I think it's better the individual is, yeah.
So would you would prefer the law be written that no one's required to intervene, or what are your thoughts on that? Currently, a doctor needs to inject the drug and give you the sign off?
I think that I like Kevorkian's whole plan, where it's a button that the individual pushes that then starts the whatever drip that kills them off.
Okay.
So, if they make the choice to do that, obviously I wouldn't support putting a machine on everybody, and if they happen to bump the machine in the middle of the night, they're dead. But, I have signed a request asking for the death drip, and part of the death drip is a red button that is placed near my hand that I can, reach feebly forward and slowly tap with one finger while my loving family is around me, and my brain is preserved in heparin for the soup pot at alcor.com, where I will forever be interred in liquid nitrogen until they revive me in my robot body.
Awesome. But yeah, speaking of sci-fi sounding things, there's also some interesting conspiracy theories about such policies, right? Euthanasia, could that be a convenient way to lower healthcare costs? You go to the doctor and they say, I think you got about 6 months. We should just, I think you'll be more comfortable. We're going to make it comfortable, and we'll decide what to do. If you get my reference to the Virginia governor.
Oh, yeah.
On post-birth abortion, right? It kind of reminds me, there are a little bit of synergies there with, it's dangerous.
What is this Virginia governor post-birth abortion? What?
This is 2019 news.
Okay.
But yeah, there was a controversial abortion bill in Virginia, and the governor was asked about it, and he was saying maybe the baby will be born, we'll make it comfortable, and the mother can decide what to do with it. And it sort of slipped under the radar. But people like Alex Jones and them were just like, what is going on? Like, the aliens are taking over. Like, how did no one see this? And so he did his 6-hour Joe Rogan podcast, and this was one of the popular clips from it.
I see. Well, I hadn't heard of that. I guess it did slip under the radar. Yes. I think that's why I continue to point out that the abortion issue is an argument as to when life begins and nothing else. It's not about women's rights. It's not about anything else, because men don't have the right to go around killing people's children.
Yeah.
So women don't have the right to go around killing people's children either, including their own.
That's an interesting point. What about children who are terminally ill? Who gets to decide what happens to them? Can the parents decide to...
I think the parents have to. I think the parents are the wards of people who aren't able to make a decision, but if that decision is the parent just doesn't like them, they probably should be turned over to somebody else. But, again, the issue of abortion, if you want to get into abortion, is Democrats waging genocide on Democrats. And I don't care.
Wow.
Just don't care.
Well, that's one way to look at it. And, I mean, the history of abortion is controversial. There are some eugenic undertones discussed that maybe they're encouraging among certain groups to have abortion. So who knows?
Indeed. Democrats. 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE here on Free Talk Live.
Would you like to get back that full head of hair from years past? Now, there is Reveal. Beverly Hills celebrity dermatologist Dr. Nathan Newman took nearly a decade to develop Reveal from natural botanicals to return to a full-body head of hair. Reveal for men and women with a 30-day money-back guarantee at GCNlife.com or toll free 844-443-6637. 844-443-6637. Reveal at GCNlife.com.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, Medicaid, or have private insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. Managing your diabetes is crucial to your health. The new CGM can automatically and easily help you manage your diabetes more effectively. And by using a CGM, you can eliminate the one thing most people with diabetes dislike the most: finger sticks. Now you can automatically manage your diabetes and end the painful finger sticks. Solara Medical Supplies makes it simple for you to have a new CGM. We'll do all the insurance paperwork for you and deliver the newest in diabetic care technology right to your door. Take charge of your diabetes today with the help of a new continuous glucose monitor. Call now to learn more. 800-547-5331. 800-547-5331. 800-547-5331. That's 800-547-5331.
This is George Norrie from Coast to Coast AM and History Channel's Ancient Aliens. We support the amazing energy, nutrition, and skincare products from Jeunesse. Jeunesse products are designed by leading doctors in their field with natural ingredients and even stem cell technology. These products help your body perform and look better. Shop Jeunesse at gcnlife.com or call 1-844-443-6637. gcnlife.com or 844-443-6637.
We have some good news. The indictments against Ross Ulbricht in the District of Maryland were dismissed with prejudice, meaning they can never be refiled. This is especially good because those indictments contain the only charge ever made that Ross engaged in murder for hire. This was a serious allegation that Ross Ulbricht denies. It was never prosecuted or ruled on by a jury, but was trumpeted by the federal government and the media as if it were proven fact. The Maryland court held these indictments for almost 5 years, poisoning Ross's case and leaving him under a cloud of unproven allegations. As explained in Ross's appeal to the Supreme Court, the fact that the judge used these allegations to give Ross a draconian sentence of double life without parole violated his Sixth Amendment right to a jury trial. Judges are required to issue sentences based on convictions decided by a jury, not unproven allegations never even charged at trial. Although this is a positive development, the dropped indictment will not set Ross free. Now, a presidential pardon is Ross's only hope of freedom. Sign the petition at freeross.org. freeross.org.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. Call in, talk about whatever's on your mind. It's Mark with you.
And Alex.
The number, 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. And I want to tell you about ForkFest. ForkFest is a party that, Free Talk Live is going to be involved in. It's at Rogers Campground in New Hampshire, up in northern New Hampshire. It's going on the weekend of 4th of July. And you can find out all the information at forkfest.party. Yes, that's the web URL, forkfest.party. And ForkFest isn't like so many other libertarian conventions out there where they put all this stuff together and tell you how it's done, what you're going to do and all that stuff. Instead, you decide what's going on. It's really just a camping festival. So if you want to put on speeches, put up a tent, put on speeches. You want to serve food, open up, serve food, whatever you want to do. Forkfest.party. Let's go to David calling in from New Mexico. David, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hello. So did I hear you? Did I hear you correctly? Did you say or you said you had a hard time getting women to come on the radio program? Does that mean you have a much easier time getting men to come on the radio program?
You got me. I got you to come here, didn't I? So what's on your mind?
No comment, man. Not talking about that stuff on the air. Although I did once have female coworker dragged me to an abandoned operating room in the hospital where we were both employed, and messed around in the 1950s abandoned. Well, you get the picture.
I can't handle this level of oppression. Yeah. This workplace.
Are you admitting to sexual assault on the radio? How dare you?
I am, but it's still unclear as to who assaulted whom, so...
Well, I'm going to give you a pass just because you properly used whom. So what's on your mind, David?
Thank you. Oh, I thought it might be entertaining to look at excerpts of actual documents, which are very brief but the radio station deal, to which everybody's sick of already, but I'll talk about it anyway. Here's the actual order on pre-adjudication diversion.
Let me bring us up to date on this, David. So there's a public radio station that's sort of an NPR affiliate that's at the university, which of course also receives public funds, that has said that you cannot call in on a particular show, and they've gotten a judge to agree with this. Now, I'm not sure that's even legal. However, now they came after you for calling in on a different show on the same station and not even talking politics. Go ahead.
Right, yeah. And one little thing here is when they complained to the cops that I was bothering them on the telephone and they wanted me to stop calling, and they called the cops, and I assert that it's my legal right to do so, but they called their private police force, had me dragged into court, and they proposed that, hey, you know what? If you don't call us for the next 6 months, we'll just drop this criminal charges that we brought. And me taking the line of least resistance said, okay, all right, fine. Even though what you're doing is illegal, okay, fine. If you want to just drop it, if I don't call you in the next 6 months, fine. So that's what I did. And the order that they wrote up and was, signed by the judge and all this, and they agreed to, it goes down the line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, that I won't break any laws. 2, that I will have no contact with the named Elaine Baumgartel. This is a public document, so I'm not violating anybody's privacy. Elaine Baumgartel, Anna Landy, or Kaveh Movahed. 3, the defendant will not contact the KUNM radio program known as Let's Talk New Mexico. And then it goes on, I won't waste your time, alleged incidental or unintentional contact, provision for that. In the event the defendant is alleged to have willfully violated, then we'll come back into court. 6, if I'll appear on a certain date to see if I didn't break any of these rules for 6 months. And 7, for purposes order, electronic signatures have the same weight, blah, blah, blah. So it says it all right there. And then if you go to the next document where 2 years or 18 months later, they claim that I broke the order. In the police report, they say that I broke the order by contacting the radio station KUNM that I was not supposed to contact in the pre-adjudication order. But I just read the order, and it doesn't say the radio station. It says the radio program, Let's Talk New Mexico, and those individuals named. And so, anyway, that's just one small excerpt as to how the stomach turns in the proceeding of this case, but which you had alluded to. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I get it. Basically, they've got this little piece of paper, but you haven't violated any part of this little piece of paper. What do they propose? Has no one read it?
It's a telephone terrorist.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's funny. Has nobody read it? When I said that exact thing to Officer M.G. Barreras, M.G. being Mary Grace, I said that to him or her, whichever. This guy is obviously transsexual, and I'm not being gratuitous, because when I think of the guy, I think of a dude, because he's a dude, but he happens to have decided that he's not male anymore, that he's female, and now he's going to be Mary Grace. But in my subconscious, I visualize a male, and so I'm always going to.
I don't need to hear about your discrimination. But what did you say to him?
Yeah,
her.
What I said when he hung up on me is the last thing I said, because he didn't give me the opportunity to go any further because he hung up on me. I said, "Have you read the order?" He said, "Yes, I have," and he hung up. And and so we didn't get a chance to we didn't get a chance to actually clarify him on how he had screwed up. And
so what's going on with the case? I mean, this is sort of old news in the sense that all this has occurred. Is there something new in the case?
Yeah. Well, the only thing new is that we have the next hearing is on March 2nd, where we will pick up where we left off, which is like 1% into getting through the whole disposition of this case. So we're barely into it, even though we're like 3 years into this process. We're at 1% conclusion of this case,
I don't know everything about this stuff, David. I'm not the legal guy that you are, but can you move in court to have it dismissed based on the grounds that obviously nobody in this entire courtroom besides myself has read this thing? Point one, this was for 6 months and they came to me 18 months later. Point two, it was for one particular show and I never called that show. And the claim isn't that I called the show. I mean, let's have that addressed.
Yeah, the short answer is that you and I, and most people listening, being practical, that's the first thing that comes to our mind. But because we're dealing with the government here in the courts, they don't think the same way we do, and so it had crossed my mind to try to ram that home to get it dismissed, but because they have screwed up so deeply, I prefer to just continue to feed them rope, and because the more rope that they get, the more
their time, right? It's their time and their money that they're wasting. So I kind of get it.
Well, it's also your time and your money. Right, but it's more than, well, I don't spend a penny. I have been fighting these dudes for 13 years, and I have, for practical intents and purposes, not spent one penny. So I'm winning on that side of it. But there's something else that is advantageous that you didn't think of, or at least you didn't say it, and that's that if I continue to feed them rope, they will continue to actually take that rope and hang themselves. In other words, they will continue to make more and more errors, which will make more and more clear their negligence and or malice toward me, which will then make it easier for me to do other things with that ammunition that they will feed me.
Yeah, I suppose it's true that if they come after you for something else in the future, you can point out, hey, look, these people have already had a frivolous lawsuit against me, and that can be a benefit in the future. Well, good luck. Keep us informed on it, okay?
Well, the point is that I intend to sue them for dollar damages, and the farther they keep this going, the more that they open their mouth, and when I subpoena them to testify in court or in writing, in deposition, etc., they will continue to screw up and give me more ammunition to use against them in a civil lawsuit. That's the point.
Yeah, well, that's absolutely true. You're right about that. I'm curious how this goes on. It probably is a few years in the running. David, thank you for the call. There are those of us that can use the legal system to make the world a little bit freer. And I don't think that anybody should be able to call in about anything that they want to any show. That's what we do here on Free Talk Live, but that's not how every show goes. But That's a public station. freetalklive.com.
You will understand the true intent of the Founding Fathers when they wrote the Constitution if you attend this free webinar. Chris Ann Hall, president of Liberty First University, doesn't simply regurgitate what some professor or expert has said about the Constitution. She relays the thoughts and opinions of those who wrote the documents. Her straightforward, passionate, easy-to-understand style lets anyone grasp the principles of liberty. Join us at lfu.freetalklive.com to watch the free pre-recorded webinar. Watch now at lfu.freetalklive.com.
Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at mark@freetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. mark@freetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, mark@freetalklive.com. I'm a little obsessed with My Magic Mud. Several years ago, I met Jessica Armand, the founder and CEO of My Magic Mud, and I didn't even know my teeth were coffee stained. A week's worth of use convinced me, and now I use it every 3 or 4 days. It's clinically proven to whiten teeth, and I think it cleans better too. My Magic Mud's available at most local health food stores, Sprouts, Natural Grocers, CVS, Walmart's Natural Beauty Aisle, but I can get it for you for 20% off with coupon code FTL20 at mymagicmud.com. FTL20 mymagicmud.com.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
The latest episode of Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock is next after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,622, silver at $18.41, and Bitcoin is trading around $9,611. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, longtime Donald Trump ally Roger Stone was sentenced Thursday afternoon to 40 months in prison. News to Share was there and captured video of Stone entering and exiting the courthouse, as well as his supporters and protesters. A few members of the right-wing group, the Proud Boys, of which Stone is an honorary member, showed up at court to support him. Claude Taylor, a prominent anti-Trump activist, inflated a giant rat in front of the courthouse. As press awaited the recently sentenced Stone to exit the courthouse, right-wing journalist Owen Schroyer began yelling at journalists. Stone exited the courthouse and departed in a black SUV with a grin, but without making any statement. Late last year, Stone was convicted of 1 count of obstructing a proceeding, 5 counts of making false statements to Congress, and 1 count of witness tampering in the Mueller probe. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. A new study published in the prestigious medical journal, The Lancet, has calculated that a switch to a Medicare for All healthcare system would save the United States over 68,000 lives and over $450 billion each year. The report's team, headed by Dr. Allison P. Galvani of Yale University, concluded that the shift to single-payer healthcare would provide the greatest relief to lower-income households and reduce overall health spending by 13%. Minpress News reports that Improving the Prognosis of Healthcare in the USA, the title of the report, makes a number of basic calculations based on existing figures that show the difference in cost between private health care and the Medicare system in place for those aged 65 or over. It finds that there are huge cost savings that can be made by switching to socialized health care. A federal judge dismissed the claims of Houston residents seeking to hold the government liable for flooding their homes with Hurricane Harvey stormwater released from 2 dams, finding there is no constitutional right to perfect flood control. Activist Post reports U.S. Court of Federal Claims Judge Lauren Smith's order on Tuesday came the same day the WeatherWise magazine published a study naming Hurricane Harvey the most extreme storm of the 2010s, responsible for $108 billion in property damage and 82 deaths. Harvey stalled over the Houston area for 4 days in August 2017, swamping neighborhoods and freeways and forcing people to evacuate in chest-deep water as first responders and Good Samaritans rescued others in boats, and Coast Guard crews threw down rope ladders from helicopters for those who had climbed onto their roofs to escape the rising water. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Saying that a few images of displaced refugees would probably do the trick, Americans admitted this week that they could probably be talked into another war. Citizens nationwide told reporters that if they were to see a blurry satellite image of potential nuclear weapons or footage of an evil militant group, they could easily see themselves getting on board with another major military effort.
I'm not saying I'd be gung-ho about it right away, but if they called it something like a concentrated military operation or something other than war at first, I could see myself warming up to the idea. Honestly, just hearing a top official on TV say something like patriotic duty might clinch it.
And in this week's op-ed pages, an area man finds it's just his luck to lose thousands at the blackjack tables every night for the past few weeks. In other news, a senator tries submitting a rejected bill to the Canadian Parliament. What mom would have wanted is evolving over the course of funeral planning. And a new report finds you're actually saving money with a Franklin Skate Center roller rink membership.
This is the Onion News Network.
And now, live from the studios of Freedom's Phoenix, Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Today, let us make them remember. We are not afraid!
Yeah! Unafeared here and declare your independence of me, Ernest Hancock here in Phoenix, Arizona. From the BEAU beautiful studios of Freedoms with an S, freedomsphoenix.com. Ooh, that was a good one early in the morning. All right. What we're going to do is, in the second and third hour, Tim Picciotto's going to come in. He's from Norcapoco. Give us a recap on that. Talk about the economy and all things, all people doing all kind of stuff. Now, here is a bonus at the end of the show, right at 10 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and just, keep the stream going. And we're going to go ahead, maybe. We'll see. We'll talk about it. Maybe they want to do it, maybe they don't. Well, we probably will. Have a meeting with Brandon Williams from Iron Edison with Derek, Jay, and Bob probably, and because they're going to pimp out our Love Bus, the Love Bus Liberty Tour. What we're going to do is get some nickel iron carbon nanotube batteries, probably. We can. That's why we had them on last week. So, it's like my battery experiment. Somebody did it. So we're going to go ahead and pimp them out on the bus. Now, we have plenty of other power, but what we need to do where the studio we're building on the bus, I want it to be able to operate for 2 days out in the Lone Prairie without having to go to backup battery, storage, generator, shore power, alternator, any of that stuff. I just think because. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Solar panels on top, everything, be all self-sustaining. All right. So you harvest some rainwater, and we can just live in the tiny, spaceship forever. So we're going to be doing that. Tempechote, second, third hour. First hour, Christina Tobin, freeandequal.org. Christina Tobin, 2020 election cycle, definitely got to have debates. Now, you guys remember that in, I think, 12 she did it too, and then in 16, and then 2020. Now, the first debates that she did was with Larry King. Got a lot of attention for that. Third party and independent and so on. Now it's up to, all right, let's ask Christina. I will make sure this number's right. All right, Christina, how many presidential candidates you having on stage doing this? What?
Hi, Ernie. Good morning. We have 21.
21 all at one time? Are you doing shifts? Are you drawing straw? What are you doing? Is it by alphabetical height? How you doing it?
we are discussing the possibility of breaking it off into 3 separate debates, 7 candidates each, and yes, it'll be a random drawing of names from a hat. First round, left to right, will be the candidates for the first round, but we may do all 21 at the same time.
Yeah, what the hell? It's a beauty pageant. We have a swimsuit contest?
Well, I mean, no, but I hope not.
That's one thing. That's one thing. I didn't think of that. It'd be how many men, women, how diverse we got to be here. Any trans